to your combat skill. Oh, hang on, it has a footnote here. The Bronin vest may be worn with padded leather waistcoat, but not with the chainmail waistcoat. Hey, look at that!
Hey!
Yeah. That's one good part about this. The online books is they have tons of footnotes that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that explain a lot of stuff like that. All right, so 2 combat, 1 endurance. Man, we are. I have to say this. I'm sorry. We are badass fighters now.
We are badass.
Right.
Now, will you have to change your endurance points on the sheet?
Yeah,
right away?
on the sheet over here, I will. Did I add the? Yes, I did. Okay, good. So our combat skill is going to be a 36, and our endurance is going to be 41. That doesn't make sense. Well, anyway, I know what it is. So it'll be total is going to be 45. And our total combat skill is going to go up by 5 to make it 18. So our total combat skill is 36. That is a darn good combat skill.
Nice. Now, it says we're down... we didn't adjust our current hit points by a bonus of 3. Because wouldn't it have gone up with our base number?
Yeah, I suppose it would have.
It doesn't have to.
Well, I'm trying to think. Yeah, it would. It would. You're absolutely right.
Because we wouldn't get more damaged for putting it on.
You are absolutely right. So we're at... Yeah.
37.
Cool. So if we didn't have healing, we wouldn't have gotten that.
It's true.
That's good. Continuing on. Before you can thank the captain for his generosity, he lapses into a merciful unconsciousness that spares him the pain of his injuries.
Oh, good.
Having done what you can to make him comfortable, you return to the deck and survey the damage. Over half the crew have been killed or injured in the attack, and the ship herself is badly mauled. The main mast is down, the sails hang in tatters, and there is a gaping hole that stretches along the port beam to within a few feet of the waterline. We can patch
Awesome. So things are going great.
I know, right? It's awesome. We'll get this, done in a day. We can patch up the canvas and work the ship on a skeleton crew, says Devan, peering over the splintered rail. But if we catch a storm this far to sea, we're all done for.
Great. Guess what? We're gonna have a fucking storm. I just know it.
I think we're like at +2 now, right?
Yep.
All right.
Yep. You keep a good mental track of this. I just write it down on this sheet of paper next to me.
I've had practice. This is book 12. I've done this 11 times before. All right. For the following 2 days and nights of the Intrepid remains a prisoner of the windless fog. Devan and his crewmen work tirelessly to repair the ship, and come the morning of the 3rd day, when a gentle breeze arises with the dawn, the main mast is secure and the sails are patched and ready to carry the ship onward. I'm really curious how they patch a main sail.
With love and spit shine. I have no idea.
I'm serious. Like, do they try and hold it in place and then nail boards to it or something? I don't think that would. Oh well.
Well, a lot of ships do have spare fabric in case of a tear or a rip in the sail.
No, I meant the mast.
Oh, the mast.
The main mast was torn down and they put it back up. It's just a bunch of sailors standing on top of each other's shoulders and holding up a sail.
Hold still. You're not gonna like the crow's nest. All right.
With the port side still holed and storms a constant threat in the open reaches of the Kaltasea, it has been decided that the safest course is to steer towards the coast. Then, should a sudden squall threaten or a gale arise, the ship could run to the shelter of one of the hundreds of coves that indent the rugged shore east of Point Vashna. However, to sail along this stretch of the coastline is to risk hazards that could prove as dangerous as any storm. Darkland ironclads, unstable in high seas, favor the coast when venturing to and from their base at Agazad, and the cliffs and shores themselves are peppered with watchtowers of Gak encampments. By early afternoon, the fog is cleared, and the Intrepid is making good headway through the cold, sparkling waves. League after glittering league fall away to the stern until, an hour or two before sunset, the lookout catches sight of the coast. "Land ahoy!" he calls. "Land afore the bow!" The crew are cheered by the news, feeling safer now than they are within sight of the land. But their spirits are soon dampened when the lookout calls out again, this time in alarm. Enemy off the starboard bow!
Huzzah!
We don't even get to the shore before we're...
Of course not.
Oh, this poor crew.
Should we get our 1 hit point before the shit hits the fan?
Why not? Why not? Talk about not being able to catch a break.
I know.
Almost.
It's all because we don't have that goddamn animal mastery.
I bet you somehow it would have helped the enemy not find us.
Well, I don't think we would have gotten so.
I think we would have.
Oh, okay.
Just saying. Almost invisible against the horizon, the black cliffs and cloudy gray skies are 2 enemy warships anchored a few hundred yards offshore. But at first they looked deserted. Then, with the sudden clang of alarm bells and the appearance of huge clouds of yellow smoke from their funnels indicate that they are manned and they are intending to give chase. Our only chance is to outrun them, says Devan, his eyes narrowing as he observes the ironclads hauling their anchors and turning about. At his command, the crew spring into action, breaking their backs to coax every last knot of speed from their battered ship. But the winds are against them, and the enemies, not reliant on sails for their propulsion, are soon closing the gap. Why don't we get some of those? That seems like good. Let's do that.
That's good technology. We should totally invest in that.
Prepare to repel boarders, says Devan, as the ironclad draws alongside. Hastily, they abandon their attempt to outrun the enemy and draw weapons in readiness to receive a unit of leather-clad Drakarm Marines, who are poised to spring aboard the very moment the 2 vessels collide. Then, with a resounding crash, the ironclad smashes into the side of the Intrepid, and the enemy comes scrambling over the rails, screaming and howling like a pack of demons. One of their number singles you out and strides forward, his black blade swinging viciously as he attempts to cleave your skull in 2. Owing to the speed of his attack, you are unable to make use of a bow. Alright, sorry. Oh, and by the way, this is what I'm talking about. Like, for example, this, I wouldn't use the Summer Sword unless we're, like, at 5 hit points or something.
Gotcha, because it would just be totally unfair.
Right.
Yeah, makes sense.
And we can't claim to be a badass if we're just... So, he's got a combat skill of 23. See, he has twice the combat skill that a giant sea snake had.
I don't get... Maybe it's because it was vulnerable? Because
the head was in the... I think if you fight it without that, it's like if you just rush forward with the Summer Sword, it's much higher. So, but still, you think something that big would have more than 10 hit points, even if it is vulnerable. Whatever. Yeah. So, combat skill 23, endurance 27. Our combat skill is 36. Okay. We're already at a plus 11. I was going to say, do you want to use Mind Blast? But it doesn't matter. Alright, start combat. The enemy took 11 damage. We took 2. So, normally what I do is I count down. Like, they're at 16, we're at 38.
Okay.
They're at 5, we're at 36.
Okay.
They're dead, we're at 35. We took 5 damage total.
Alright, not bad, not bad.
Alright, so we won the combat. You leap over the body of your slain enemy and rush to help Davin, who is being driven back across the deck by 3 snarling Drakarm. For Summerland, you cry as you launch your attack, felling 2 of his adversaries with a single sweeping blow.
Nice.
Deftly, he puts paid to the 3rd. You know what, though? It's funny, because your weapon could be a dagger. That is a hell of a sweeping blow with a dagger. I love it, because sometimes it'll be like, you cut your way through the vines, but I have a staff.
It's a sword staff.
But I have a hammer. How do I... Whatever. Deftly, he puts paid to the 3rd, and together you advance towards the stern, where the enemy are attempting to capture the helm. Already several of the crew lie bleeding on the deck, and although they fight bravely, they are no match for the vicious Drakarm Marines. At the foot of the makeshift stairs that ascend to the stern deck, you are confronted by the leader of the enemy assault team. Okagaz Igor, he growls, his evil eyes glinting through the slits of his studded leather battle mask. Shez ok akak nag jacked. Ash gagog ok agak adez. It reminds me of Mars Attacks.
I was going to say Gazoon type.
With that, he lifts his reddened axe and strides forward to meet your advance. I just picture... Alright, Draco Marine, 26, endurance 30. Oh, this one's a little better.
Yeah.
A little better. Not much better. A little. Alright, start combat. He's down to 16. Good lord, we did 14 damage to him.
Oh, beautiful.
16, we're down to 34. He's down to 7, we're down to 31. He's dead, and we lost 4 endurance points. Well, he got a good little nick in there.
He did.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry, guys. Fraps died on me. Pick a number on the random number table. If you have the Magnified Discipline of Hunt Mastery, add 2 to the number you have picked. Hunt Mastery also makes your reflexes much faster. So ambushes don't get you as well. If you've completed the Lore Circle of Spirit, add 3 to the number you picked. I'm assuming because Spirit is like things like Divination, you know, Sicer, so you're very mentally aware. So I get to add 5.
Yay.
And watch this, I'll get 8. Or higher. 9. See? Every time I could
this
add
is
a
spooky
I know. And it's not just this book, it's every book.
I think it has a microphone. I think it can hear you.
Every time I can add a good bonus, it doesn't matter. And every time you twist aside and the arrow thuds harmlessly into the deck. Can we use that? We need arrows.
Yeah, just pick it up.
The archer bares his teeth and reaches for another arrow, but before he can fire again, his aim is spoiled by 2 of his comrades, who rush forward to hack at you with axe and sword. Devan protects your back, holding off the Marines who are attempting to climb the stairs. You evade the first blows of your enemies, sidestepping a lunge and ducking under a wild swipe, then strike back with deadly speed and unerring accuracy. Both scream and fall simultaneously to the deck with a look of surprise fixed on their cruel faces. Wow. We just do it. Instant kill. We didn't even have to. Yeah.
Wonderful. We're that awesome.
Apparently. With a swift and graceful movement, you snatch a dagger from the belt of one of your dead foes, spin on your heel, and fling it at the archer above before he has a chance to fire a third arrow. Wow.
That's awesome.
I know, right?
That's badass.
It's good when the book does it for us, because I certainly wouldn't be.
It's true.
If it was random number table time, it sinks hilt deep into his chest. I would have hit Devan behind me.
Or yourself.
Right? Sending him tumbling backwards into the black waters of the Celticy. With the stern deck now clear to the enemy, you grab the helm and attempt to steer the ship away from the ironclad. The second enemy vessel is closing fast, and you fear that the Intrepid will be smashed to driftwood if caught between the two. Pick a number on the random number table. For every Magnified Discipline you possess above the initial 3 skills, add 1 to the number. You have picked, for example, I have... Beyond the first 3, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I get to add 6.
Okay.
If it's 0,
wait. Oh, never mind.
It has to be at least a 4.
Oh yeah. Okay.
8.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The Intrepid responds to the wheel, and as the wind fills out her sails, she begins to pull away from the first ironclad. Your hopes rise, but they are soon dashed when the jolt runs through the deck and she rolls back towards the enemy vessel.
What?
So what happened if I fail?
Why did we do this?
The exact same thing happens, but you're also break your ankle. Because, yeah. The exact same thing happens, but a monkey runs across the ship and smacks you across the face. You see why you cannot escape. Devan, quickly! Have your men cut the grappling lines, you shout. Immediately, he urges his men to carry out your commands. Anxiously, you watch as the second ironclad bears down on the stern with unnerving speed. The lines are soon severed, and you feel the ship swing about. Yet the enemy craft is almost upon you, and the deck crammed with more troops poised to leap aboard. Suddenly, it hits the rear quarter, and you are knocked down by the shock. The screech of tortured metal and the crack of splintering wood fills the air, yet the deck soon rights itself, and you are able to regain control of the helm. Despite the shock of the impact and the fearful noise, the enemy craft is only glanced a blow, its steel-tipped ram missing the rudder by just a few feet. It scrapes alongside before veering away amid the cloud of foul yellow smoke.
Huh.
Oh, okay, so maybe, like... we would have gotten smashed into otherwise.
Yeah,
The crew cheer, and the Drakkar Marines falter as they watch their vessel slipping away to the stern. The battle on board turns in your favor, and as Devan and his men press their advantage, you feel sure the Intrepid will make a successful escape along the coast. Within the space of a few minutes, your confidence is shattered anew by an unexpected attack.
This book just completely shatters all hopes and dreams. Oh, great. Now it's shooting us.
Yay! Now they have cannons.
More shrapnel.
Oh, and when it looks like the cannon's about to miss the ship, it veers around.
And then another monster comes from the sea.
Because they had animal control. From a tube-like contraption mounted behind the funnel of the ironclad, there issues a flash and a puff of smoke. Moments later, a fiery ball comes hurtling towards the Intrepid, screeching louder than a flock of angry cron. It strikes amidships, causing an explosion that sends 1,000 flaming shards hissing in every direction. In seconds, the snails... Oh, snails. Yes, the snails.
Not the snails.
Save the snails! In seconds, the sails, mast, and rigging are set ablaze, showering Dracarum. Oh god, all those sailors that were the mast. I'm sorry, I just had a picture of sailors standing on top of each other, but now on fire. Showering Dracarum and crew alike with red-hot smoking cinders. Instinctively, you cover your head as part of the boom sail lands close by. It brings with it a tangle of burning canvas that smothers you from head to foot. If you have the Magnikai of Discipline of Nexus and have reached the rank of Principalian or more. I have.
Sweet.
Haha. No random number table for you.
Burned.
Yeah. Using your Magnikai skill, you cause the flames to flicker and die before you sustain any serious burns. Your advanced discipline also protects you from the smoke and fumes given off by the smoldering canvas. It enables you to crawl from under the fallen sails uninjured. Oh right, I forgot. The improved Nexus actually lets you put fire out simply with your will.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like that
Well,
fire.
I like that power.
Extinguish.
Nice.
The explosion has caused havoc aboard the Intrepid. Men run howling across the decks, their clothes and hair ablaze. As swiftly the fire spreads through the ship. Save yourselves, cries Devan. Abandon ship.
No shit, cries Lone Wolf.
You run to the deck rail, and as you look along the beam, you see scores of men, Dracarum and Similending alike, hurling themselves into the cold, dark waters of the Celticy, rather than perish amid the roaring holocaust of the flame. Why did we do all this? Why didn't we just swim in there from the beginning? If you have the Magnikai discipline of Hunt Mastery, Pathmanship, or Divination, I have all three of those.
Nice.
Your senses tingle. Oh, spider sense tingling.
Oh,
Someone is about to attack you from behind. Without turning to see who is approaching, you twist aside, and your would-be attacker crashes chest first into the rail. He is a Dracarum Marine, armed with a stiletto dagger, whose needle-thin blade glows wetly crimson in the flickering light of the fire. Maddened by the pain of the fearful burns he has sustained on his face and hands, he screams a curse and leaps at you wildly, determined to drive his dagger into your chest. Owing to his frenzy, he is immune to Mind Blast, but not Psi Surge. You know, because you would need to use that against him.
We certainly don't need to at this point. Is there, while you're calculating this, Squee, is there a possibility for you, like, the way you've been going through the books, for you to be this kind of weak? Like, where this would be a difficult battle? Like, the choices that you'd make?
Yeah, not that bad, but hang on. No, to answer your question, first of all, if you don't do all the books, you don't have anywhere near the bonuses I have.
Oh, you could start this from not the beginning?
Yes. In fact, if you, but it's like, for example, if we hadn't started from the beginning, we'd only have 3 Kai disciplines instead of 9. Or, you know, if I'd started 2 books ago, you add a discipline for every book you finished.
Oh,
so reading from the beginning really makes your character a lot stronger, because right now my bonus is 18. Without it, hang on, my bonus would be, let's see, 2, 4, 5. I would be at least 5 or 6 less than what it is. No bonus. My endurance would be about the same. I wouldn't have a summer sword. You know, so yeah, you could, and your base combat skill is you pick a number and add 10. So my base combat skill is 18, which is actually it's second highest you could get. But if you got like a 11 and then you only had a couple bonuses, yeah, these fights could be incredibly hard for you.
Oh, there you go.
Which makes me wonder, because every once in a while you'll come across someone that has a combat skill of like 50, and you're like, how the hell were they supposed to deal with that? So, yeah, definitely it's one of those where reading the previous books adds a massive boost to your character.
Cool.
So, where were we? Oh yes, we're about to fight this guy. Let's
We're about
start
to kick
the
his
combat.
ass.
Yeah. He's down to 12. We're down to 29.
Ooh.
He's down to 2. We're down to 27. He's dead, and we took 4 points of damage total.
We're not doing. We're down to 60%. Oh,
Yeah, well, we'll start healing eventually. Usually the way these books work is you'll have, like, you know, intense combat and then time to heal, and then intense combat. And, all right, so we won the combat. You pull away from your enemy as he screams and tumbles over the ship rail. Then, as if in answer to his cry, a horn shrieks loudly. It is the Ironclad. It has at last caught up with its steaming alongside the blazing Intrepid. Clouds of acrid yellow smoke now merge with the oily black plumes pouring from the inferno that was once the ship's hold. Adding to... I didn't know you used to be a ship's hold.
Hey, well, hey, you know, you had to do some crazy things for money when I was younger.
You pull yourself onto the rail and wait for the smoke to thin before you make your leap. Suddenly, the ship lurches violently, and you slip and fall feet first into the swirling smog. Pick a number on the random number generator. 0!
Of course, fuck you.
I don't know. Actually, that could have been the... Because, like, sometimes it'll be 0 to 4, 5 to 9. You don't know which one's the good one. It's just a 50-50. And sometimes it's the low, sometimes it's the high. They mess with you. You are expecting the sudden chill of cold water, so it comes as a great shock when you slam down upon the moving steel deck of the Darkland Ironclad. Your legs buckle and your knees hit your chest, forcing the air from your lungs and leaving... Oh, fuck you, random number table generator. You lose 3 endurance points. Ugh. You know, I don't... You know me. I don't cuss very often, but come on. Come on! Hate you.
Break.
I mean, come on. It's bad enough the book isn't giving us a break. You two?
Yeah. 8-2.
I can't believe we even made it this far.
Well, I can. Because we're awesome.
Oh, that's true. You have barely recovered when the Drakkar sailor, armed with a billhook, looms out of the smoke and lunges for your head. Unless you possess the Magnified Discipline of Hunt Mastery, reduce your combat skill by 4 for the first 2 rounds, owing to the shock of landing and the surprise of the enemy's attack. However, we have that, so we don't have to.
Hooray.
Huzzah! Yeah, it's fun when you start a new saga. Like the next book, where you only have like 4 disciplines, it's like, I don't have that.
Yeah. Did you bring us down by 3 endurance points?
I did, no.
Okay.
I did
Yeah,
not.
I was about to say, we're still at 60%.
Oh, I...
Don't want to cheat the game.
Oh, wait. You know what I did?
No.
I reduced my combat skill.
No, we don't need to do that. We'll need that.
Oh, gosh.
36.
Yeah, so 36. I was looking at the both 18. I'm like, is that right? Are they both 18? Sounds
Yeah,
odd.
they are.
Oh,
With
yeah, we're
the,
down to
awesome
53%.
stuff.
All right, let's do this. He's down to 10. Oh, he took 14 damage. Not bad. He's down to 10, and he's dead. We took 3 total damage. We're down to 21. So we're doing well. It's just they keep throwing.
Doing well for constant fighting everything.
Yeah. The force of your killing blow sends the Drakkar reeling backwards across the deck. He collides with another sailor who was coming to his aid and knocks him headlong into the sea.
Nice.
You brace yourself in case there is another waiting to rush at you, but the smoke from the vessel's funnel is so thick that the other Drakkarim are so preoccupied with hooking their marines out of the water that they fail to notice you creeping towards the wheelhouse near the middle of the deck. A steel door swings open and as you at your approach, and 3 hefty Drakkarim confront you on the threshold. You parry one's blade, take the second in the chest, and see the third spin sideways, trailing a scarlet spray from a fatal wound you have dealt him. Whew. A quick thrust to the heart puts paid to the remaining sailor. He screams and falls through the doorway, tumbling down the iron staircase that descends into the noise-filled darkness. God, we're like derpdom followed by awesome,
Yeah.
then derp, then awesome.
Thank you, random number generator.
If you have the Magnified Discipline of Divination, I do.
Yes.
Your Kai Sense informs you that the stairs descend to the control cabin and crew quarters, then onto the cargo sections, which house huge tanks filled with sulfur used as fuel for the engines of this strange craft. The sudden appearance of a sailor's body has started a commotion, and the sound of heavy boots grating on the metal warns you of more Dracarum are ascending the stairs to investigate what or who caused their comrade's death. To attempt to descend the stairs could prove fatal, so hurriedly you slam shut the door and look for another place to hide.
Oh.
Stealthily, you move away from the door, raising the hood of your cape to hide your face because a big green cape wouldn't stand out.
Not in this ship?
They wear like black and white armor, I think.
So I'm assuming this is still a stressful situation for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not healing yet.
No, okay.
You see a large tube of steel mounted horizontally on a circular platform. It is attended by 3 Dracarum who are busily rattling a heavy pear-shaped projectile into a chamber at the rear of the tube. A large wooden crate filled with several more projectiles lies open at their feet. Their captain, his rank denoted by the silver braid that decorates the sleeves of his battle jacket, is pointing to the sinking Intrepid and shouting excitedly, "Gaz Mugzar Uk Uzar Shadagina Gag."
The important thing is the gag.
If you possess the Magnikai discipline of invisibility or pathmanship, I do. Oh, and pathmanship. You understand enough of the GAC language to know that the enemy captain is preparing to hasten the Intrepid to the bottom of the sea. The metallic tube is the means by which the Ironclad launches its fire missiles, one of which you have already encountered while running the blockade. Yeah, it says hello to your jugular. Out of Tron. This one is loaded and is being aimed directly at the waterline of the Intrepid. At first, it strikes you as a wasteful attack. The Intrepid is sinking so fast that to fire upon it now seems to serve no practical purpose. Then you realize what your enemy commander is planning, and the thought makes your blood boil.
Oh. Also, I just realized their friend Captain is probably still on that ship and quite very dead.
Well, we got the loots.
Oh, I guess. Feel bad, though. Oh, well.
A little bit. Devan and the remnants of the crew are clinging in desperation to the flotsam that surrounds their dying ship. Many are wounded, and their pitiful cries for help can be clearly heard aboard the Dracarum Ironclad. The enemy captain watches them through narrowed eyes, an evil sneer spreading slowly across his brutal face as he reaches for the mechanism that will launch a fire missile into their mists. Oh, so they're just fishing.
Yeah, with dynamite.
If you have a bow and wish to fire at the captain to prevent him from murdering your fellow countrymen, or do you not have a bow or you do not wish to fire at the captain?
We are going to be big damn heroes, and we're going to kill that goddamn captain.
Yay! The captain arches his back and screams in agony as your arrow drives deep into his spine. Immediately,
Nice.
2 Dracarum gunners rush forward to help him, but as soon as they realize he is dead, they spin around to confront you. If you have at least 2 arrows and wish to silence these Dracarum...
Oh, dude. Please, God.
Yeah, we have 3 left after that one.
After that one?
I mean, after
So
the one we just fired.
Oh, nice.
So we have 3. So yes, you want to do that?
Yes. Yes. Nice
Your
and
first
quiet.
arrow pierces a heart, but your second is deflected by a steel breastplate. Before you have a chance to fire again, the surviving gunner is upon you, his short sword unsheathed and ready to stab at your chest. Unless you possess the Magnikai discipline of Hunt Mastery, you must fight the first 2 rounds of combat unarmed. So we don't have to worry about that, because our reflexes let us draw it. And we have 1 arrow left.
Okay.
Wow, we have blazed through our... It's rare you run through an entire quiver, but...
There you go.
All right. Oh, okay. We got to win this fight in 3 rounds or less. Well, yeah. If we want to do well. If it takes too long, I'm assuming more people will come find us. However, I think that won't be too hard with their combat skills. First round, they're dead. Sometimes if your combat skill's high enough, you have if you have like a plus 11 and you get a really high score, it's an instant kill.
Nice.
So that's what we just did.
Oh, cool. Yeah, sorry, I just couldn't see it.
No, that's fine. If you win combat, the fight lasts 3 rounds or less. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. The deck is shrouded in smoke, but the sound of heavy boots pounding on steel plates warns you that a group of Dracarum Marines are approaching, drawn by their comrades' dying scream. Acting on instinct, you grab the rear of the cannon and revolve it on its mounting until it points directly along the deck. A dozen angry Marines emerge from the smoke, their faces freeze in terror when they find themselves staring into the muzzle of their own formidable weapon. Death to the Dark Lords, you cry, and pull the firing trigger. Man, you are an awesome, crazy son of a bitch.
That's true.
You're like
Kaboom, baby.
Chuck Norris in this. Straight up.
Don't sully the name of Lone Wolf.
I forgot you hate that man.
No, I don't hate that man. I'm just saying, you can't compare Lone Wolf from Chuck Norris. There's no comparison.
That's
Lone
true.
Wolf is much better.
That's true. There's a loud bang and a wave of heat rolls over you as the cannon spits its deadly missile into the advancing Dracarum. It bores through their ranks and slams into the wheelhouse with shuddering force. Jets of yellow flame roar from a jagged hole, illuminating the grim remains of what a moment before were enemy marines. Then the deck jumps and slaps the soles of your feet. The missile has penetrated the ironclad's magazine, and in an instant the vessel is blown apart. The last thing you remember before darkness obliterates your senses is an eye-searing flash of white and scarlet fire.
Uh-oh.
Well, at least we went out in a blaze of glory, like literally.
That's true. So, does that count as a stressful situation?
I think we can heal.
Yes. I don't think so.
Slowly, as though awakening from a dream, you return to consciousness. Though through half-open eyes, you stare at the darkening sky and feel the cold waves of the Celtic lapping at your feet. Every inch of your body aches viciously. Vigorously. They ache with relish.
Yeah.
It is as if your flesh were one vast bruise, but at once you know that your body is intact and that miraculously you have escaped serious injury. Really? We're at 47%? Escaped serious injury, have we?
Well, considering all the crap that we've gone through.
I guess so. You are lying in a cup-shaped piece of wreckage that was once part of the ironclad's bow. On the horizon, there's now only one ship, the ironclad that first attacked the Intrepid. It is silhouetted against a wall of oily flame that marks the place where its sister craft exploded. The tide has carried you away from the carnage, and turning your head stiffly, you see that the shore lies less than 100 yards away. If you have the magic discipline of Hunt Mastery and have reached the rank of Principalian or more. Good job, us.
Yeah.
Less than a mile along the rocky shore, you catch sight of something moving in the shadows. You use your advanced Kai skill to magnify your vision and are able to see patrols of Gaks searching the water's edge for survivors. Gaks are like the orcs of this world.
Ah, gotcha.
Whereas the Dracarum are like the elite evil human guys.
Mm-hmm.
Some they are helping, carrying them in stretchers to their encampment perched high on the overhanging cliff. Others, presumably crew from the Intrepid, they stab repeatedly with their spears and leave for the sharks to claim. You know, because sharks come up on the shore all the time.
Totally. They're like seals, really. So I take it the Giacs and these sailors, these Marines, they're on the same side?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
The Dracarum and the
Dracarum, that's what it was.
work together. They're all in pay for the Dark Lords. Forewarned by your skill, you begin to paddle away from the patrol, keen to avoid their chilling welcome. Oh, I like sharks. Okay, with that we can start healing. I think.
Sweet.
Night has fallen swiftly, but there is a full moon by which to see. It pierces the darkness and bathes the landscape in a ghostly ashen light. The tide bears you swiftly towards a single beach that is littered with huge sea-smoothed boulders. The crashing surf and the screech of predatory seabirds echo all along this barren coastline. It is an unwelcoming sound, cold and hostile, a fitting reflection of the land itself. 10 yards away from the stony beach, you slip into the thigh-deep foam and wade ashore. Although you can see no sign of enemy patrols, you keep your head low as you scurry up the beach towards the base of a sheer cliff wall. By chance, you happen upon a narrow path that clings precariously to the side of the cliff face and zigzags its way up to the top. The climb is long and arduous, and by the time you reach the summit, the weather has taken a turn for the worse. An icy, rain-laden wind whips inland from the sea. Its chilling bite is accompanied by a sheet of lightning that illuminates the landscape before you. The blue-white flashes reveal a vast dead world of pitted spurs and crags, where every tree is petrified and every rock looks like a dead man's skull. Well, that's nice. You pull your cape close about your shoulders and set off towards the ridge that is peppered with dark hollows, hoping that one of them will offer some shelter from the coming storm. Upon reaching the ridge, you discover that most of the hollows are merely patches of dark earth sandwiched between honeycombed rock. The rain is becoming torrential, and you are beginning to abandon all hope of finding dry shelter, when suddenly your tracking instincts alert you to a cave opening at the far end of the ridge. You investigate and discover that it is indeed the entrance, to a cave, one that is both wind and watertight, and to your relief, quite empty. You are now very hungry and must eat a meal or lose 3 endurance points. We have the huntman skill, but I still think this is one of those times where you should eat a meal.
Yeah, we're not gonna freaking hunt for food out in the middle.
We do have a meal plus 3. Do you want to use it, or you just want to eat a regular meal?
I think we might be okay with the regular meal since we have that healing ability.
Alright. 0. Just put nothing there. Thank you. Right. So we eat a meals. If you have the Medicae discipline of animal control.
Who would need animal control? Not us.
Oh.
That's become one of the most repeated ones in this. Novel.
Yeah, and the sad part is there's
section.
some books where you never use it, and other books where it's like every 2 pages. Oh well.
Yeah, alright.
The fatigue of your ordeal is dulling your senses and making it increasingly difficult to keep your eyes open. So, using your backpack for a pillow, you settle down and slip readily into a deep sleep. However, it seems as though you have only just closed your eyes when a strange snickering sound stirs you to wakefulness. How many have we healed?
1.
Yay! No, 2, because I counted the paddle and then this one.
Oh, you counted the paddle. Okay, then 2. I thought we weren't counting the paddle.
Well, no, because I figure, once you wake up and you're paddling away, you can heal. So
Yeah.
not really. So 2. Oh, we don't need the meal plus 3. That's fine. Okay. Crouching at the entrance of the cave and silhouetted by flashes of storm lightning is a hulking creature of yellow cat-like eyes. It emits a hungry growl and leaps at your prone body, hoping to crush you beneath its huge bulk. Oh, it just wants Huggles.
Huggles.
But
Kitty wants Huggles.
But your reflexes thwart its aim. Wait, what? How do your reflexes thwart its aim?
You roll aside.
Well, but that's not...
It's
Its aim is
for you
fine,
with the
it just
crushing.
missed. But its aim is still fine. Okay,
Never mind.
details. You roll aside and jump to your feet as it hits the ground, which shudders beneath the vast stone weight. Quickly, the creature recovers and leaps once more, its hairy, lipless mouth opening in anticipation. You want to see a picture of it?
Okay.
Yeah, if you had the animal control, it'd show you a picture. No? Is it this one? Yeah, there we go. Like a big hairy beast. Like Sasquatch.
Yeah. There's not at all what I imagined.
Alright. It has a combat skill of 25, endurance of 34.
Uh-oh.
That's actually kind of powerful. There. Alright. Owing to the speed of its attack, you are unable to make use of a bow. This creature is particularly susceptible to psychic attack. Double all bonuses you would normally receive if using Mind Blast or Psy Surge. So you want to use Mind Blast? That would give us +4.
But wouldn't that hurt us?
No. Mind Blast doesn't hurt you, but it only adds +2, but this one's taking double damage.
Oh, then yes. Use it.
Okay, so we're going to add 4, so that'll be 22. And start combat. It's at 23, we're at 21. It's at 5, we're at 21. It's dead, we're still at 21. So not bad. Not bad at all. Alright, we want combat. The creature thrashes the last of its death throes, then falls silent, its great bulk all but filling the entrance of the cave. The stench of spilt blood and the greasy, dirt-encrusted hair that covers its torso make your stomach churn, yet the Igorag's body is serving a useful purpose. Not only is it keeping out the icy cold wind and rain at bay, but any other creature wanting to attack you would have great difficulty entering the cave. Confident that you are unlikely to be disturbed again, you settle down into a much-needed sleep. Oh, that's nice.
Yay, thank God.